we go. Think about a time when you've been in the presence of somebody who just didn't have a care in the world as far as rushing and allowed themselves to just take the slow time for whatever they were doing. And you got to be in the presence of that. And then as you imagine the energy and what that feels like to be around that, also imagine a time when that was you, where you had a big task ahead of you, but you just ticked off one little bit at a time and just allowed yourself to move slowly through transitions as best as you could. So as you close your eyes and kind of contemplate that, recognize the gift of slow time and long time. That's like something that takes a long, slow time. And it reminds me of the word sankalpa, which we've talked about in here before. Of the word sankalpa in Sanskrit means born of the heart over time. And the over time part is a really important aspect of a sankalpa. It's an intention or something that you're cultivating, like growing a seed and how long it takes a seed to grow to fruit. It's a slow process. So as you close your eyes, maybe think about something. You don't have to, make a commitment to a sankalpa in this moment, but uh, think about something that you're working with that maybe is taking longer than you'd like, or that you need to kind of find steadiness around. And slip into that stream. Imagine yourself slipping into warm water and just taking a very slow pace at your breath right now, and giving yourself both the opportunity and the permission to slow down. As your breath slows and you start to hear the sound of your breath and feel the experience of your breath, notice what the rest of your body is experiencing because of your slow breath. Is there a way in which your shoulders maybe cascade down a little more fully when your exhales are long? Can you have a sense of release through all the muscles of your face and your skull when you exhale? Is there a way for you to use your exhale as this opportunity to surrender? What if the to-do list just kind of dissolved, and knowing that it would be there for you to pick back up at a later time? We'll see if we can kind of cut any of those tendrils that bring us toward stepping away from this deep, slow breath. Sometimes the mind can really live racing into the future or into the past. And when we breathe slowly, we give our mind an opportunity to be here now in our bodies. To me, this is one of the most beautiful gifts of slow time, is the way our mind nestles and settles. Ready? Bring your palms together at your heart and offer an intention. See what's here. How can this gift of a sankalpa, just really committing to slowly creating a transformation, how can that kind of live in you today? So planting little seeds. Let's release the hands and find our way onto our back. So as we stretch out and lengthen, and like I said, I'm a little bit injured, so don't mind me moving a little slowly. Okay. All right, so as you stretch out and lengthen on the ground, see what it feels like to have fullness in your body, where you can um, fully lengthen out through your spine, reaching your arms overhead, reaching your legs. And just take some time to feel into the right side and feel into the left side and enjoy just any little mobility that's available to you. So even if something isn't quite as available as it usually is, or as it used to be, or as you want it to be, can you just live within the the pathways that you do have available to you? And maybe just explore what's within the range that I have today. And then when you're ready, bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a little hug. Maybe a little bit of rocking to and fro. And then hang on to the knees and let's do a little circling of your knees here. Circling your knees the other way. And let's open up the hips. So bringing some circling into the hip joints themselves. So knees can come out wide and circle back in, and just notice again what's available. And you might notice that what's available right now might shift as we slowly practice. But can you just live within the comfort of the range that you have today? All right, right knee into your chest, left leg long on the ground, and let's move around in your feet, wiggle through your ankles, wiggle your toes, breathing deeply. And then we're going to hang on to the knee and cross it over, finding a little bit of a twist here as you open up your shoulder. And only go as far with that right knee over to the left as your body allows, and feel it across your chest. And you can drag your hand on the ground a little bit and a little bit of an arc to just feel the pecs stretch open. Notice your breathing here. And then coming back, bring that knee snug up and then release it down to the ground. Your whole leg can be on the floor, your foot can be on the floor, whatever's comfortable for your body. Left knee into your chest. You can move around in your ankles and your toes, wiggling, moving through the range of motion that's available in your feet right now. Breathing deeply. And then we're going to cross that left knee over to the right again, only going as far as your body says to go. And open up across your chest. Turn your head if it's comfortable, and feel free to slide your hand on the ground a little bit to just gently awaken through your pecs. We're going to move very slowly today. Not going to be a lot of rapid fire movements in our practice. And of course, that's just what I need. So that's what we're doing today. But maybe you want to go faster, and maybe you need to throw in a couple of extra poses here and there. As always, this practice is yours to make it what you need for today. Left knee in back into your chest, and then stretch your limbs out wide, reaching your arms and legs, and feel into your fingers and your toes, just finding that star in your body. And let's have a good squeeze. So as you inhale, hold your inhale for a minute and just squeeze all the muscles you have access to. And then when you're ready, release your legs and let's bring our knees up toward our chest for a snug little hug. Maybe pick up your head if that feels nice. And then one more time, expanding, open, stretching your limbs wide on the ground. And then exhaling and drawing your knees in. And this time we'll hold the out breath. So all your breath out, give a good squeeze, 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 knees into chest. And then relax and put your feet on the ground. Arms out to the sides, and let's windshield wiper your knees left and right. Welcome in some movement in your spine. Breathing deeply. We're going to grab
your strap. And let's bring it up around our foot. We're going to go through the whole sequence of Supta Padangusthasana. Right, so right foot in that strap, lift your foot up in the air. Left foot can be on the ground or left leg can be on the ground. Your choice of how you want to be here. And let's take a moment to open up our calf. So a little bit of pointing your toes toward your face and then pointing them up toward the sky. You can go back and forth slow or a little bit quicker, whatever feels good to you. And really revel in how nice it feels to open up your ankle and your foot and your calf. And then feel, when you're ready, a little more stillness and bring your awareness down into your hip. Root the femur bone, pull on the strap a little bit so you have a little weight coming down, femur bone rooting toward the earth, and then extend the spine. Feel your way into that breath. Let your shoulders relax. Can you feel that deep grounding of your hip? Without losing the grounding of your hip, reach up through your foot in the air. So you're moving in two different directions. Everything's steady and relaxed in your upper body. And then we'll open up your your right leg out to the right. Hold the strap in the right hand. And you can have your left knee bent with your foot on the ground. You can have your left leg straight, whatever is working for you. And try to manage your pelvis a little bit so that you're not tipping over to the right. There's a sense of balance a bit between your two sides. Make sure the stretch is landing in the belly of your inner hamstrings and your inner thigh muscles instead of tugging at the attachments of your sit bones or knee. Feel your shoulders get heavy and relaxed. Head too. Take the opportunity that we're moving slowly to continue to breathe well. Reach that right leg straight up in the air and we'll cross the right leg over to the left. And again, only go as far as your body says this is a good place to be. If you want a little more into your hip, you can press your right hand, the heel of your hand into your hip crease and get that opening across the back of your sacrum and through the outer hip a bit. Stretch through the big toe and the inner heel. And again, keeping the spine long and relaxed. And bring that leg straight back up in the air. And let's lower the leg down to the ground and lie down like Shavasana for a moment and just feel your two sides. Pay attention to any subtle changes that some opening in your body has given to that right side. Notice your leg length, notice the awareness of your body, the groundedness of your legs. Just feel the difference between your two sides. And when you're ready, let's move to the second side. So left foot into the strap, and you can have your right knee bent with foot on the floor or your right leg straight. All right, so let's start with the bottom of our foot. See if you can hook the strap well so that you can flex and point and open up both the foot, the top of the foot, the bottom of the foot, but also around the ankle and the heel, as well as the calf and the shin. Just kind of letting that movement of going back and forth slowly wake up and warm up some of those muscles and tendons and ligaments. And then when you feel ready to be a little bit more still, bring your attention, your awareness down into your hip. Let the whole shaft of your femur bone settle down toward the ground, rooting into the floor, feeling the groundedness of your hip joint. And feel across your sacrum, like what just happened when you, so unroot your femur bone for a moment and just sense into your pelvis, your abdomen, your back, and then root your femur bone and just notice what changes. Can you feel the length of your spine, the heaviness of your shoulders and your head, the groundedness of just feeling your body drop toward the earth? And as you feel ready, take the strap in the left hand and we'll open up the left leg out to the left. Again, your right leg can be straight on the ground, your knee can be bent, your knee can be flowing out to the right, whatever feels best to help you stabilize your pelvis. And make sure you're feeling the stretch of that inner thigh at the belly of the muscles, not at the sit bones, not at the inner knee too extensively. You want it not feel like a pulling or a tugging at the attachments. Feel the groundedness of your spine, still feeling that reach of your spine, the heaviness of your head and your shoulders. Breathe into the belly, see what it feels like to have an open pelvis here, an open breath. And then bring that leg back up and let's cross the left leg over to the right. Take the strap in the right hand. Move, if you want to, your hand into the top of your left thigh, right at the hip crease, so you can press away and get a little space in that joint. Be very active through your leg and your foot, stretching all the way through to your big toe and your inner heel. It's easy to kind of collapse the inseam of your leg here, so lengthen it. Still having that weightedness of your head and your shoulders, still having the length of your spine. How's your breathing? And back up. And let's take 2 feet into the strap, lifting your feet straight up in the air. Feel the length of your spine again. So enjoy, there's symmetry now. Enjoy the fullness of your spine. See how much gapping you can get between your vertebrae. The shoulders can relax, the head can be heavy. See if you can move the femur bones away from your shoulders and down toward the ground. Reach up through your feet, down into your hips. If you want to let go of the strap and reach your arms overhead and just or down at your sides and just have some core stability, great. If you want to stay in the strap, that's great too. What you're doing, we're going to slowly lower the legs down onto the ground and come rolling over onto your side to push yourself up onto all fours. So, you know, I said this in the beginning of class, I think I tore something in my deep abdominal muscles. Can't really use them very well. And just like when one hurts their back, so let's start moving through some cat-cows. I think you recognize when you hurt the center core of your body, you know, anywhere in that cylinder around the center of your body, it truly is the originator of so much of your movement. Even if your limbs can feel amazing, if the center of your back or the center of your core is bracing and not moving well, it really impacts every single thing you do. So as you move here, notice how the ripple comes from your center out through your crown and your tail and back in again. The origin of the cat-cow can live anywhere along your spine, but notice how if we were to do that starfishy kind of thing where our brain is in the center of our belly, where we have a reaching outward from that center to the edges of our crown and tail, and then back again. And once again, as always, no matter what's happening in your body, stay within the vectors of movements that are safe and good for you. Sometimes I think when we get hurt, we think, oh, I just need to brace and not move at all. Instead of being curious about what is available, what small little micro movement is available to me right now without pushing past a boundary. And then let's stretch back towards child's pose. Have your knees wide or close, whatever feels good. Walk the hands out overhead and feel that reaching. Enjoy this. Feel the length of your spine, the length of your shoulders. Fill up your breath and empty it out. And let's walk the hand to one side or the other so that we get the side body to open up, feeling our lats stretch open, our shoulders stretch open. Such a beautiful, simple thing to do to awaken the sides of the body. How's your breathing? Come over to the other side when you're ready, feeling the ground beneath your shins and let the weight of your pelvis find its way down, open up through the rim of the body, feel your neck soften and relax. And then come back to center, up onto all fours. Move your spine around any way you want. Maybe some wagging of your tail, some moving through the ribs, anything that feels good. Then we'll find our twist here. So reaching the right arm up in the air, exhale and take that arm through, twisting here. Breathing deeply. Shoulders are soft, the head is relaxed, the neck is at ease. The breath is full. Now reach that arm all the way up in the air. Hand comes down onto the ground. And let's switch sides. Arm up. Slide the arm under. Gaze toward the floor. If your neck is at all tense, do what you can to find a little softness, a little surrender here. And we'll reach that arm back up in the air. Hand comes down onto the ground, and let's find a dog pose. Okay, so as you reach up and lengthen in your body, take a little time to pedal your feet, dropping one heel, dropping the other. Hopefully your legs are nice and warmed up for the fullness of your back body stretch here. But feel free to pedal, feel free to ground, let your head relax. Take your time to find the beauty of this pose. And see if you can come into the fullness of where your hands lie. So ground through the wholeness of your hand instead of leaning into your outer wrist only. Same with the foot bed, the toe bed, ground across. Feel the support. Yield and then push and reach. Walk your feet forward. Come to Uttanasana. Feel a sense of ease through your skull. Let your knees bend as much as you want to. Feeling that fullness of the back body again. Okay. And come to a halfway lift. So we're extending through the spine. Draw your femur bones back. Maybe you have a sense of the spine getting more spacious in a half lift. And exhale and melt one more time. Push off your feet. Rise all the way up, bringing the arms upward to the sky. Feeling that extension and length. Breathing well, maybe a little bit of the back bend if it feels good here. Stretch open the heart. And let's cactus open the arms and get a little bit of engagement in the back of your body. And then reach the arms up and take them behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back, open across your collarbones. Stretch open wide, squeeze the shoulder blades toward each other, toward the spine. Feel the openness of the shoulders. Maybe tip your head back if it feels nice. And then lean forward to wherever your body goes. And bend your knees so that the heads of the arm bones can really lift. You can bring your arms off your spine or keep them on your spine. Breathing well. And then release the arms down toward the ground, forward fold. Relax your head. Inhale for a halfway lift. Melting again. Let's step our left foot back. Come to a lunge on this side. Opening up through your hip flexor. And let's go back and forth. Find your breath here as you straighten the front leg and bend. See if you can feel the fullness of your movements, where you get to the full extension of your hamstrings as you straighten your leg, the full extension of your hip flexors as you bend your front knee. Ground yourself, see what it feels like to root your legs. And when you come on up, find your way. So you can keep your arms down if you'd like. You can lift them up. Just see what feels good. Only go where your body is really content and at ease. Remember the slow pace that we're taking. Just take your time to feel your roots, to ground, to open up through your heart and extend, to notice your stability. Are you stable through your core, through your pelvis? Are your legs supporting you well? How's your breath? And then release your hands down to the ground. Let's bring that back foot forward. Fold deeply again here. Let your head relax. Inhale for a halfway lift. Melt again. Let's step the other foot back, coming with your left foot in front. And find first your lunge so the heart can expand. When you feel ready, we're bending and straightening the front knee, taking your time. Remember, we're moving super slow-mo today. We're letting ourselves breathe fully. We're letting the breath originate our movements. So we're really coming from a place of slow time. When you slow down your practice like this, just notice what your mind is doing. Can you tether the mind to the slowness of your breath and the slowness of your body movements? Or are you struggling with it? Sometimes it's a gift to the mind to slow down. It's an opportunity for the mind to slow down. But sometimes it's hard, right? So notice the state that you're in today. When you feel ready, ground your legs. Come on up. Now, if you have something going on with your body and you need your arms to stay down or come out to the sides instead of coming up, whatever works for you. Okay. Grounding through our feet, feeling those roots, steady ourselves, open up through your spine to the best of your ability. Stay grounded through your feet. Feel the wholeness of your front foot, your heel, the toe bends. Full breaths. Release the hands down. Let's come back to a dog pose. Hands on the ground. Take your time to get there. Feel that full extension in the body again. You can take your feet wider if you'd like or narrower. Find what feels good. Push off the ground. Yield and push off the ground. Full breaths. All right, let's come forward into a plank. You can always put your knees down if you need to. Shoulders away from the ears. Feel into that stability of the cylinder of the center body. So recognize how important this cylinder of support is. Let's be thankful and grateful for the ways in which our center body supports all of our movements and all of our stability. And when you feel ready, let's go ahead and find the ground. So as you find the ground, lie down on your belly and take a moment to move your shoulders a couple of times, and then any variation of a cobra pose that's available in your body. I don't have any variation that's available in my body today, but you do you. Just see what's there, and then come down. Let's do a total of 3 where the inhale opens up your spine, feeling that front body expand, and as you exhale, coming back toward the ground. Again, feeling that slowness, where when you open up through the heart and stretch the belly and stretch the front body, you have this beautiful sensation of openness, and then relax and rest it back down. When you feel ready, let's come onto all fours and move your spine around a little bit. Breathing well. Wag your tail, see what feels good. We're going to come into Vasisthasana, so coming onto your right hand, right knee, left foot. reach your arm up overhead, shoulders away from the ears. Feel that expansion apart to your hands. Now I'm going to keep my foot down because that's what my body needs today, but maybe this top leg, you can lift it up in the air and feel the pressing of your shin down into the ground. Open up across your heart. And then let's slowly release that hand down onto the ground and we'll come turning to the other side. Line up your left hand, your left knee, your left foot, right arm in the air, shoulders down away from the ears. You can always put your hand on a low block too if you need it. Maybe your leg wants to lift up in the air, maybe it just wants to be here. Opening up through the breath. Back down onto all fours. Feel a moment of some cat-cows and then breach into a dog pose when you feel ready. Extending and lengthening up, feeling that fullness of your body again. Yield, push off to reach. Then we'll walk our feet forward and come to Uttanasana. Push all the way up, reaching the arms to the sky, feeling that extension, open-heartedness, and trace down toward the center line of your body. Just pause here for a moment. So notice we've been moving super slowly, so just sense in, how is this feeling in your body? Are you kind of giving yourself time for a deeper level of awareness of what you're sensing? Is your mind kind of settling into the here and now? Release your hands and let's take our legs wide. Turn your toes out a little bit. Come down to a wide squat. Elbows inside your knees. Feel the dropping of your hips, opening up through the inner thighs again. Maybe a little rocking from one foot to the other. Rounding through your feet and coming back up to stand. We're going to come into Parsvakonasana. So turn your right foot out, bring your elbow onto your knee, and stretch your left arm up overhead. Feel the deep ground of your feet. So they're the roots of your pose. Drop your roots deep into the earth. See what it feels like to enjoy the openness through your whole side body. A full steady inhale. Complete exhale. When you feel ready to come on up, you can stay a lot longer if your body's just really enjoying feeling into that pose. And when we come to the other side, move slowly. So notice the transitions. What has to shift in your body? How are you supporting yourself? When you're ready for the second side, notice the difference. How does the pose feel on this side compared to the other side? Is there a grounding through your feet that you can support yourself with? Feel the glutes and the outer hip muscles engaged to help you. Allow your shoulders to move down away from the ears. There's an ease across your neck and jaw. Palms are soft. That palm, your left palm, let it relax. And back up. All the way to standing. Turn your feet straight, arms up high. Let's come down to a goddess pose, bringing your hands to your center and feel the work. So don't feel like you have to go super deep. Just go where your body wants to be. Drag your feet toward the wall behind you, heels toward the front. Engage a lot of those deep hidden muscles that externally rotate our legs. Descend the tail, lift the pubic bone. Feel your ribs knit in. Up straight, we'll turn back to the front of your mat. One more time for a dog pose. Full expansion here, feel that length. You're gonna lift the right leg up in the air and stack open, feel a stretch across the rim of your hip. Breathing deeply. And square things up, and we'll bring that foot forward. You can always take your time bringing your knees down onto the ground if you need it. Right foot is in front. You can keep the back knee down or up for this posture, whatever feels good for your body. Reaching up into crescent lunge again, we're gonna twist here. So there's a couple of choices. You can have your hand down onto the ground, the arm up. You can have your knee down. You can have your forearm on your knee, your elbow. You can take a full twist. So again, being where your body is today, round into the four corners of that front foot. Open up into the twist. The collarbones get broad. Feel the hip flexors stretch open on that back leg. And come back round again. Let's come back to a dog pose or all fours or a child's pose. Just find that symmetry, whatever posture is needed in your body right now. If you're in dog pose, let's lift that leg all the way up in the air. So you feel that extension. Stack open your hip, maybe your knee bends. Breathing deeply. Square things up again, feel that reach, and then bring your foot forward. Come to a lunge on this side. Okay, your back knee can be up off the ground, your back knee can be down on the ground. Whatever feels right for your twisting. You can start in crescent lunge with both arms up, or you can start with your hands on your knee. Take the variation, see if you can match what you did on the other side, and maybe that's not true for you. Maybe you're much more free on one side than the other. So just notice what your two sides offer. Round into the front foot well. Open the breath. Feel the collarbones expand. Release back to center. And you can either let's walk the back foot forward. So you can come onto all fours and then stand up, or just bring the back foot forward, whatever feels nice. Coming into Uttanasana. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back. So our stance is shorter. So part of the Uttanasana leg, so like a pyramid pose. All right, hands on blocks, extend the spine. Root into the four corners of both feet. So take advantage of the fact that both feet are grounding. Then we're gonna find another twist here. So as we come on up and extend, let's reach the left arm up in the air and ground your feet. Feel the extension, we'll come forward, maybe you can pause a little bit and feel the work of your legs to hold you. And then maybe come all the way down. And you can stack blocks if you need it, one on top of the other, or one block, whatever feels good. Remember that stretch we did in the beginning of class, the part of the Parsva or the Supta Padangusthasana sequence where we crossed our leg over. So get that feeling in your hip again. Root the femur bone back into the hip joint. Stretch that hip back. Let a little inner spiral of your thighs happen. Open across your chest and reach the arm in the air. Shoulders away from the ears. The fullness of your breath here. Fullness of your breath. Onto the posture. Back foot comes forward, fold. Maybe you want to do a chair pose. Maybe you want to do an Uttanasana. Just whatever you're doing, find symmetry for a moment and let your pelvis kind of settle into that symmetry. And then we'll find our way to the second side. So our left foot is in front, right foot behind, shorter stance, hands on blocks, square the hips. An inner spiral to the thighs, the sit bones widen, just a teeny bit of the tail lift. Feel the length of the spine, root through the wholeness of your front foot, the wholeness of your back foot. How's your breath? And push off your feet. Come up to stand. Reach your right arm up in the air, left hand on your hip. Feel that extension. Reach forward, and we'll bring our hand onto a block. Now, maybe a block is not high enough and you'd like to put another block underneath that block. So whatever you're doing with the blocks, make sure you feel stable, that you're not going to kind of wobble off. Reach your left hip back as you root your left foot down. Keep your hips in line with your knees, or in line with your feet, so you're not popped out to the side. Feel the extension of your spine. Open up into a twist when you feel ready. Enjoy the breath. And come back to center. And let's come down onto the ground into child's pose. So put the blocks off to the side for a moment. Feeling that symmetry in your pelvis, the length through your sides. Pause here and breathe. And then take our blocks and put them, stack them like this so that the short edge is next to each other. So you have a little platform. Put your elbows on the platform. Stretch back towards child's pose, thumbs towards spine. Open up your ribs and your shoulders. Take some good breaths here. Lengthen you from your elbows all the way down through your ribs and to your hips. Feeling that tricep stretch. And come back up onto all fours and move your spine around. Maybe some cat cows, maybe some circling of your hips, maybe some tail wagging. What feels good? Simple practices, moving slowly. There's a lot of time to sense into your body awareness, to move through your breath. Let's come down onto our back. All right, so as you lie down, feel the ground for a moment. Root your feet. And we're going to start with a twist. So lifting your hips and scoot them over to the right. Knees come up and drop left. Breathe across your chest. Every twist we've done has been a little bit different, so just notice what's here. Slowly moving back to neutral. Shift your hips over to the other side. Knees drop over to the right. Open up across your chest. A full breath here. All right, back center now. Either we're going to do neutral for a minute. So just come down onto your back. Pelvis is neutral. And ask yourself, would you rather bring your knees toward your chest, or would you rather lift your pelvis up and put it on a block? So just, see what your intuition says and then follow. Okay, so if you're putting your pelvis up on a block, make sure it's across your sacrum. Any height that feels right to you, and allow yourself to just breathe where you are. If you're bringing your knees toward your chest, notice what your back feels. You can rock a little bit from side to side if you prefer. Now, if you have the block underneath you, you can also bring your knees toward your chest here. Your decision, how you want to kind of settle your pelvis and let neutrality take hold. Come down. The last pose we'll do before a restorative is just a simple reverse pigeon pose. So let's just open your hips a little bit. Right foot on left knee. You can hold your foot. You can hold behind your hamstring, whatever feels right to you. Put your foot on a wall or a piece of furniture. There's so many ways about going about this. You can be still. You can walk a little bit side to side. Just opening up the hip. Full breaths here. Switch sides when you're ready. Left foot on right knee. Hold wherever is comfortable. Movement, stillness, whatever is needed for your body. Explore your hip joint. Breathe deeply. And any variation of this, everybody, you all are very experienced yogis. You know your bodies. So kind of dance and play within the poses and stay within the principles of alignment that keep you safe, but allow some freedom to live, where you can explore and be curious about movement potential in your body instead of always being rote in your poses. Let there be some freedom. All right. Come down onto your back, feet on the floor. We're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana. The easiest, simplest way is to take two blocks and stick them underneath your outer legs, soles of the feet together. And this might be enough of support for you. But if you want to go, for the full shebang, then go ahead and grab all your props and prop your back up on a ramp so that you have a little more support underneath you. So the goal here is to be still and rest. So find the support that you need for that to occur. And once you feel like you're supported in the way that you need, what can you do to just take these last couple of minutes before Shavasana to let your body receive? If part of our training of our minds is to move slowly and to be patient and to let things unfold in slow time, restorative poses are always a blessing in these realms. They inherently help us to slow down. So notice your breath. Notice the weight of your body. Allow your breath to bring in healing and support, whatever it is that you need. stay right where you are, and you can straighten your legs whenever you want and do anything that your body needs for comfort and ease. Shavasana is a gift of healing and support. It's a gift of presence, groundedness. It's a gift of giving yourself slow time. To let your body sink and settle with gravity and support of the ground. See if you can drop your body. Deepen your breathing. Notice if you feel relaxed, body and mind, a bit of ease that your practice has given you. Okay. Move in a way that supports your transitions. These small little movements, it can be bigger movements. Find your breath. As you transition out of Shavasana, perhaps take a moment to lie on your side. Eventually coming up to a comfortable seat, taking your time, moving slowly. Let's place our hands together at your heart. A deep, full breath in, a deep, full breath out. What can be accomplished with our mind and our body when we are in slow, when we bring our attention
and a pace that gives us an opportunity to really observe and be attentive to our needs. Let's offer the gifts of our practice, sending your energy. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.